Level of the licence fee for the next few years would be the last. One of her Conservative predecessors, John Whittingdale, says there's no feasible alternative to the licence fee within 5 years. Here's our media editor, Amol Rajan.
This is the British Broadcasting Company calling.
The station goes on the air.
And so, as the BBC turns 100, a British government formally turns against the licence fee as the way to fund it. Nadine Dorries says that the next negotiation over it will be the last. In her words, the days of the elderly being threatened with prison sentences and bailiffs knocking on doors are over. Critics of the licence fee say a compulsory levy is outdated in an age of infinite choice. But defenders say it's the least bad option.
It's the cheapest form of entertainment that people pay for, given their very high levels. But I think that the importance of the BBC has been very strongly reinforced during the pandemic. People across the world and here have looked to the BBC for authoritative views and news.
But defenders say a subscription model, such as that of Netflix, would mean serving the interests of subscribers rather than the whole public, and funding it through other taxes could undermine its independence. 97% of the British public use BBC services each month, but the younger you are in Britain, the weaker your relationship with the BBC.
It's mostly on my phone. I don't really watch stuff on my TV anymore, but I mostly just watch like Netflix and Disney+. I'm not really that into like most of the channels.
Layla, do you reckon you sometimes watch stuff on the BBC, but it's almost by accident? You don't really realise it's a BBC programme that you're watching?
I watch BBC News Round.
The deeper issue here is not the marginal difference between a generous licence fee settlement and a meagre one. It's whether or not the BBC is going to be useful, relevant and worth paying for to a new generation. Amid intensifying competition from streaming giants and other digital platforms, the BBC has to persuade young people to part with cash.
I think in the longer term, a subscription model becomes a more realistic option so people can choose. But before that can happen, we have to reach a point where everybody receives their television through the internet, which allows them to then say whether or not they want to subscribe.
For the next 2 years, amid a cost of living crisis, the licence fee will be frozen at £159, the equivalent of 44p a day, amounting to a real terms cut in the hundreds of millions, if not more, and following deep budget cuts over recent years. In its centenary year, the BBC remains integral to British life and has growing global reach. But with political and technological threats accumulating, it faces the fight of its life. Amol Rajan, BBC News.
Now to the latest coronavirus data, which today does